Sup guys, so as of recent, let me close my window here. I realized our goal as adults or grown-ups is to protect the youth, right? Because the upcoming generation is the thing that the world is going to turn into. It's the thing that's going to influence the world. So we all know that if you want to change the world, you got to change the upcoming generation. The problem about that is that the criminals of the world, the corrupt and the wicked, know that too. So they will do anything in their power to control your children, corrupt your children, write their textbooks, make it easy for them to sin, hurt them, lead them down a bad path. So as our job as adults is actually to protect them as much as we can. And sometimes because we're so loving, we think we might be taking away their freedom. But this sort of freedom that they think that they deserve or want should be earned. And if we give them all the freedom in the world, they will end in misery. So if I was a leader, I would make it extremely hard for children to be able to sin. And I think we should make a lot of things illegal that influence them, right? I like that you can only drink in America when you're 21. And in Germany, you can drink at 16. That's a crazy age difference. I'm 26 now, and I think I'm a complete idiot still sometimes. And getting closer to 30, I'm maturing more, and I know who I am, and I know who I want to be, and I know what I want to look like, and how I want to move. And being able to make all these life-altering decisions when you're 18 that promote suffering later on and can hurt your reputation isn't ideal. Because I'm also seeing lots of these girls on TikTok who make videos and they're 27 now, right? They're maturing even more, finally evolving into the woman they want to be. And they make these sad videos of how they got all these tattoos and that they look like a Pinterest board. They look like an aesthetic from 2000 whatever. They look like a theme. And they're kind of sad, and they're like, who let me do this? Look at me, I'm a coloring book. Look at me, what am I? I thought this was cool at 18, now I'm 28, and I cannot erase this. Unless you want to go through laser removal, which costs time, money, and pain, and it hurts even more. And that goes for men too. Even just me right now, there's a lot of tattoos I didn't get when I was younger because of money, time didn't line up, whatever, or I wasn't too dedicated on getting them. If I would have gotten them, I would have been pretty upset right now. And there's still tattoos right now that I don't want, or that I'm thinking about maybe changing or covering up. I've always had the underlying value of my tattoos need to represent something important, have value or history. But there's certain tattoos you just get because you think they're cool or they're aesthetic. And kids don't know that. Kids think they got everything figured out. Right? And when you join a soccer team, you suck. You're just starting out, you suck. And you need to earn your way up to become a leader, a captain, or top scorer. That isn't just given to you. Right now you could say, well, I'm taking the kid's freedom of not being a captain. I'm taking the kid's freedom of not letting him be the coach. Same goes for a teacher. A teacher starts and the teacher sucks. They have to start at a substitute. You can't just say, well, you're taking my freedom. I want to be the principal. And that's how life is too. When you're 17, you're starting out life. You got 17 years of experience. Barely. The first 8-9 years of your life, you were basically a robot. You know, it set you up of who you are, but you didn't really do too much choosing. You were just flowing with life. And now you're 17, 18, 19, and you think you got it all figured out? You think you're smarter than a 40-year-old who's went through the experience, the heartbreak, the pain, seen how the world might move. Not everyone. There's adults who are idiots. But just existing and letting out years pass, you learn so much. You learn how things work. You learn how you change. You learn how, oh wow, I liked this at 18. Now I'm 25 and I hate that thing or I don't like it. When you're 18 and you're in love with that person, that brand, that belief, you think that's going to be you your whole life. So you think you're going to get it tattooed or you're going to marry it immediately, or you think that you have it all figured out and your dad and your mom are dumb and they don't get you. And the problem with the parents is they only just enforce, right? Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then they're also a bad example if they do it right. Don't smoke, and then your parents are smoking. I get that contradiction. But if you teach your child, listen, you are forbidden to do it now, and when you're older, you can make that choice at 21, etc. So, letting your kids do all these things, and that goes into even the whole transgender thing, right? How they just started operating on children. That's one of humanity's greatest crimes, right? You have people regretting tattoos when they're 25. Imagine a gender change or a surgery. That's just wild, and those are just consequent. Those are the evil people of the world. Corrupting your children, hurting your children, telling them pornography is good, telling them it's okay to smoke weed and making it legal and say it's healthy, and it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. If your child is extremely mature due to trauma, and, if you go to the military and you kill somebody in war, and you're fighting for your country and you're 20 years old and you come home and you can't drink a beer, you're a grown-ass dude, you murdered someone, you're with men fighting in the desert or the jungle. I think there should be some lenient room, okay, give that guy a beer. But if you're just, living in the residential area and you let your children drink at 16, 17, how do you think that's going to grow up? How that's going to evolve? You're getting children addicted to sin, to bad influences, and we know that. When do you ever make good decisions when you're drunk or intoxicated? And it just messes up your whole day and week after. So our goal should be to protect the youth. But when you realize truly, that the world is evil and corrupt and that they're trying to influence your kids, you see that they're trying to attack your children, guys. They're trying to attack you at the root. Because then the children turn against you in your own house. Then there's chaos in your house. Then there's division in your house. A house that doesn't stand together will fall. And that's what Satan wants. That's what corruption is. That's what the evil want. Then your children despise you. They hate you. And then you start to hate your child. Listen, guys, the enemy is smart. They're not dumb people. They're highly, 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 highly intelligent. You guys need to know that. And then now the question is, how intelligent are you? How much are we doing to protect the youth? They're over-sexualizing our kids. Look at the kids on the street. Tank tops, short shorts, spandex. A 7-year-old should not be running around like that. And then we're like, well, we want to give them their freedom and men shouldn't be animals. Well, you got to understand that humans or men are animals. They're corrupt. We're trying to build a society that works good, surrounded in the darkness of corruption. But if you bring these triggers into your community that is trying to fend off the darkness, and you over-sexualize the youth, and you poison the youth, and you influence the youth to be sinful, well, then you let the snake into the garden. And the snake is in the garden. Everyone has a cell phone. And the snake is in the cell phone. The snake is in the advertisements. The snake is lurking in the media. And the snake attacks women too. Mainly women. Look at the women. They're always on their phone. They're always talking. They're always gossiping. That's how they function. That's not a bad thing. But the enemy knows that. So then they poison the woman. And then the woman eats the apple. And then she influences the man to eat the apple. And then you have chaos. And you get kicked out of heaven. And where do you land? In hell. In a sort of purgatory. Destruction. And the woman isn't to blame. Because the snake is there. So we must protect our women, we must protect our children, and we must kill the snake. Kill the snake. Because women are extremely empathetic too. Extremely loving creatures. Extremely nurturing. So the snake knows that. And the snake knows how to manipulate the women. And the man needs to leave, right? I said it's also Adam's fault because he left the woman alone. But the man has to leave. He has to go and get food. He has to go and provide. He needs to go and find a better cave. He can't babysit the woman all the time. So that's what Christ is trying to say, right? Be with your man. Unite together. Be strong. The snake is coming. And the snake, that's why the snake hates strong, independent men. Because the snake can't really attack them. Because the man would just kill the snake. So he attacks the woman, and then the woman will go to the man. And the man loves his woman, wants to listen to his woman, to a certain point where he gets influenced. And that influence is not the woman, it's Satan. He just uses the woman as a portal. He manipulates her. So the enemy is just going to attack children and women because they will bring it home and destroy the family bond there. And the media will also try to destroy men, right? Make them soft, make them weak, express feelings, be a simp, be a loser. Be a loser. That's what they promote. Be soft, be emotional, show your weaknesses. Weak men bring weak times. Sad times. Because if you weaken the men, which are the strongest person group in the tribe, if you weaken them, the enemy can come. The enemy will destroy you. This can be physical, and this is spiritual. To a point where you don't even need to shoot a gun or throw a rock. It's all just worldly propaganda. So, and then the kids come home and they try to educate you, a grown-ass man. Kids come home and tell their mom, you can't tell me that. The school told me that you can't tell me that. The school told me I'm going to call the police. You know what? If my kid did that, I'd take him straight to the police. I'd be like, here you go, son. Let's go to the police. Let's go. Let's go to the police together. You go tell him. And then you know what? You can stay there, son. You can sleep at the police station if you want. But leave your phone here and all your toys, and you're not going to see your mom tonight and you're not going to get dinner either. I'm going to take you to the police station and I'm going to tell the police officer, hello, police officer. This is my son. He wants to stay here tonight. He doesn't want to be at home with his family. And you know what's going to happen to that kid? He's probably going to have a panic attack, start crying. And you can tell that kid, you know what, son? I thought you liked the police so much. My house, my rules. If we were going to bed at 9, we're going to go to bed at 9. If I say we're not going to go on the phone for 6 hours, we're not going to go on the phone for 6 hours. And if you think that I am destroying your freedom because your teacher told you that I can't give you instructions, then we have a little problem here. Right? And that's why they promote soft parenting. Even though the Bible says, listen, if you don't punish your child, the world will punish your child. But they won't punish your child through love. They'll punish it with vicious hate. With corruption, they'll punish your child. They'll be in a living hell on earth. Because you punish your child with love. With, listen, son, if you do this, you will get bit. You will get burnt. You will get hurt. And I'm only punishing you now so you don't fall into a hole, that you do not get kidnapped, that you don't waste your brain energy, that you don't get hurt. I love you, son. Because I love you, I will shake you. Because I love you, I will put you in your room. Because I love you, I will say no to you. Try it out. Try it out. Don't give your kids any rules. Never say no to them. Let them do whatever they want. You know what will happen? They'll be dead in a week. They'll be dead in a week. Let them do whatever they want. No instructions whatsoever. Complete freedom. See how that plays out. Imagine if your boss gave you complete freedom to do whatever. Nothing would get done. Everything is in life is restricting freedom. That's what it's about. Complete freedom would be nothing. Let's play a game. Okay? Me and you, let's play a game. Complete freedom. You start. There is no game. It's complete freedom. There's no restriction. In a game, there's restriction. You may only touch the ball with your foot. You must run across the field, but you cannot exit the sidelines. You must kick the ball into the net. The rule, though, is restriction limit. He may use hands. But if you kick it to the side, now it's his ball. Well, now you could say, well, he's interfering on my freedom. Well, complete freedom, nothing exists in complete freedom. There must be a sort of restriction to form something. And if you give your child complete freedom at all times, it's complete chaos. Then you don't have a game. You don't have structure or a flow, right? There must be rules. Same in music. You can't put 20 notes on the same beat. It doesn't work. There must be space. There must be time. There must be restrictions. And the enemy will always try to tell you that you don't need restrictions. You are free. You must do what you desire. Follow your heart. Be open to anything that comes to your mind. Express yourself sexually, emotionally. Let it all out. Become a sinful being of freedom. Do whatever your heart desires. You know what that is? This snake. Be careful, guys. They're coming for your kids. They're coming for your women. And they might have already came for you if you agree that this is correct and right, because it's not. Look at the leaders of the world, the politicians, the people controlling your life. They're weak. They're soft. They're scrawny. They look like snakes. They look like snakes. None of them are intelligent either. They don't even know how the world functions. It's like, I watch these debates on this channel, Jubilee or whatever. Some of these people have no idea how the world works. And then you're supposed to sit with them and negotiate or talk about something? It's like I said before, it's like putting Cristiano Ronaldo across the table from Albert Einstein. It's like, what are we debating? He's trying to tell him about gravity and how that works, and Cristiano's going to be like, no, I don't get it. I disagree. I read an article that states something completely different. I don't agree with you. Or vice versa. Ronaldo's going to tell him some stuff, and Albert's just going to be like, nope, I read it in a book. That's wrong, Cristiano. I don't believe you. I don't know. How do you talk to these people? They're in a completely different world or field. And sometimes, now I'm comparing expert in one field to expert in another field. Sometimes you have idiot and idiot. Sometimes you have expert and idiot. And then there's also the thing about, you could be extremely intelligent and study something for 30 years, but if you've never been in the field, you've never left your bedroom, you've never been in the war, in life, then you have no references of how the world works. You can study boxing for 10 years. Every day you read about boxing. You study the videos, you read about it. You do everything you can to study the game and philosophy of boxing. And then there's a guy who doesn't study it, but he goes to a boxing club every day. You study it for 10 years and that guy goes and boxes for 3 months. You know what's going to happen? The guy who went boxing for 3 months is going to beat the living crap out of you. Doesn't matter how many pages you read, how many tapes you watched. If you've never put the gloves on, you've never been in a ring, and you're going to go up against the guy who's been in there for 3 months, he's going to beat the living crap out of you. Doesn't matter what you know and what you reference and what you read. You're going to get your ass beat. And that's what these debates are about. I can't even watch them. You have these intellects preaching these articles and these facts, and I'm like, have you even ever interacted with another society? Have you ever interacted with another gender and tried to understand what their point is? And then they sit there like this. Well, I read and didn't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit there. I'd lose my flippin' mind. Like this one guy saying that it's not a spiritual war out here. That's what life has been this entire time. Since the existence of time, it's been about a spiritual war. And they think protect the children, protect the women, educate yourself, get experience, don't argue with idiots, which makes you an idiot as well. Protect the children at all costs. Protest to protect the children. Protest to make things illegal. Sins should be made illegal, especially for children. All these... Anywhere you go, everything is softcore porn now. Every advertisement. Tits, ass. They can't sell a single motorcycle without having a naked chick on it. Every movie is about two dudes kissing. Or even just normal sex. Why does that have to be in the movie? It doesn't have to be in the movie, I get it. You don't have to make a whole scene about it. You don't have to show 4 clips of it. I don't care, I get it. It doesn't change the story or the morale or the value of the movie in any way. The only problem now is that my kids here and seeing that. They don't need to be seeing that. And then the other propaganda, like these women, blonde, green eyes, soft skin, beautiful women, super agents, pew pew, taking out 6 Russian mafia bosses. Like, come on. What are you teaching these girls? That if they train really hard, they can fight a man? 6 of them? With no weapon? And then she finally in the movie, she finally gets a weapon. She has, you know what she does? Throws it away. Doesn't need it. Russians are waiting outside, the mafia, all got weapons. No, she finds a pistol, throws it in the pool. Doesn't need it. No. That's how you do it, girls. Bad men are after you and you find a weapon, leave it behind. You're a blonde, strong, independent woman. God will protect you when the evil men come. Absolute gimmick, and I'm supposed to show my kids that movie? You know what? I actually unsubscribed to Netflix last week. Absolute propaganda garbage machine. I was sitting there, I'm like, what am I even wasting my time with here? First of all, I'm looking for half an hour of my life to find a stupid show. And then I'm watching the stupid show and I'm like, what are they trying to teach me here? Sex? Murder? Independence of women destroying other men? And then other movies, it's like they don't even need men anymore. So... Then even with the diet stuff, everyone's eating a cucumber and salad and they think they're all strong and stuff. so cooked. And that's the snake. It's in the garden. It whispers to you. Every TV show, every movie, every song, it's whispering. Shh. Drugs, sex, lust, gluttony, wrath, sloth. It's okay to take it easy. Relax. You deserve it. Take a break. Indulge. Be angry. Indulge in the potion. Take it. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Maybe it is that deep. Our forefathers have been trying to tell us that for generations that it's that deep. They left us a whole book. Guys, it is that deep, or this thing wouldn't exist. Why do you think they're trying to preserve it and destroy it at the same time? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It is pretty deep. It's how humans function. It's pretty deep. And it starts with the song. It starts with the influence of the snake. But if you find Jesus, and you finally understand Jesus, not as the gimmick that everybody tells you about, or the invisible man in the sky. If you truly understand what the underlying message of this character, man, person, God is, when you finally see it and it clicks, you will be reborn. Like it says in the book, you will be reborn. And then you finally get it. You finally get it. And you see the world through a completely different lens. He explains it. He explains every little detail. And then you see it in real life unfold in the world. Everything that happens is in this book. How you feel is in this book. How you react is in this book. How the government functions is in this book. Everything is in this book. And once you check that, you're going to be good. You're going to be able to avoid suffering. Suffering is coming, yes, but you'll be able to build an ark and prepare and see the flood coming. And if you don't believe in God, you got to believe in Satan, because the guy is real. Like, pedos exist, child trafficking exists, mass exportation and importation of drugs exists, slavery exists, extreme racism exists. Why do you think they're trying to starve Africa and keep them poor? Do you think that's unintentional? You have hardworking men in that entire continent. It's beautiful. Don't you think that's Satan down there, keeping those people poor and enslaved? And Christianity's trying to get rid of that. Christianity wants to unite. Why do you think these third world countries exist? Satan is nested inside of them. And Christianity wants to save them. But Christianity must be destroyed so that you can exploit these third world countries. You take all their minerals, their materials, their supplies, you enslave them to cheap wages, and you use them as a method to fund more money to save them. They don't need saving. They actually just need to get released under the hand that you have placed upon them. Starts with the kids, man. Starts with the kids. Protect the kids, protect the women. I'm out.